So today we are going to discuss about BJT, small signal modeling of BJT. So we have seen the biasing and what is the need of biasing, what are the biasing problems, all these things we have seen in the previous classes. So yesterday onwards, we started with the small signal modeling. So we need to know what is this small signal. Before to that, we need to know the BJT circuit when we provide the AC signal. So this is a circuit which will give us an idea like how to give the input along with the biasing. In a sense, this circuit which consists of two components, that is DC component as well as AC component. Okay, so when I say AC component, it is nothing but the signal component, that is VI. It is mentioned here. You can see the sinusoidal wave over here. It is a AC signal. Okay, so this is a AC component, and along with that, see, we require two biasing voltages. Why we require biasing voltages, DC biasing voltages? Why? Because in order to make the two junctions in a under biasing conditions, that is for our transistor to work as an amplifier, it should work in an active region or linear region. So in the linear or active region, your emitter based junction is, it should be forward bias, and collector based junction should be reverse bias. So in order to make this as reverse bias and this as forward biased, so we are providing the external DC voltages. That is nothing but the DC component. So here it is VBB and VCC. VCC will make collector base as reverse biased, and VBB, that is VBB, which will make the base emitter base as forward biased. Okay, forward biased. And then you can see here the various points they have mentioned the various parameter. Parameter in the sense two different voltages and three different currents we need to know. So what are those three currents? That is related to the three terminals. So whatever the current flowing in the base junction, base terminal, it is nothing but the base current. Okay, IB, which is shown here, IB, and it is equals to capital letter IB and small letter IB. So this capital letter IB, this is because of the DC bias voltage VBB, because of the DC component VBB. And the small letter IB, this is because of the signal component. This is because of the signal component, or I can say it is AC component. So what is this IB then? Small letter IB and subscript capital letter B. So this is nothing but the instantaneous current flowing, that is the total current flowing because of the AC component and because of the DC component. So here, so this is regarding the base current. So IB is the instantaneous current and capital letter IB is a DC component, small letter IB is the AC component. So this particular picture shows the combination of DC as well as AC. Of course, in a BJT circuit, general circuit, whenever the input signal is applied, these two voltages, it need not be mentioned. Why? Because these are the constant voltages. So we can make this as a short circuit. This is a voltage source now, so we can make it as a short circuit. Okay, so in the normal figures, we cannot see these VBB and VCC mentioned. We can only see the signal. But it is this biasing voltage, it will be provided to your transistor, that is to maintain your emitter base as forward biased and collector base as reverse biased. One of the current we have discussed. Similarly, IC is the current flowing through RC resistor, collector terminal current it is. Even this is also instantaneous current. See this representation, that is small letter I subscript capital letter C, indicates that it is a combination of DC component capital letter IC and AC component small letter IC. Similarly, IE is flowing downwards here. So this will be instantaneous current, DC component and AC component. Okay, so we have seen now these three equations, that is instantaneous base current, emitter current and collector current, which are the combinations of DC and AC currents. So here it is clearly mentioned, capital letter IB, IC, IE are DC current, small letter, they should be small letter IB, IC, IE are AC current, and small letter I, capital letter subscript B, C, E, it represents instantaneous current, that is combination of DC and AC current. Similarly, two voltages we need to know. That is the input voltage. Input voltage is nothing but VBE, base to emitter voltage, and the output voltage is VCE, collector emitter voltage. Okay, and can you identify which configuration is this? Okay, this configuration is common emitter because your emitter terminal is grounded. Whichever the terminal is grounded, that particular thing it is like it will be considered as one of the configuration. So here emitter is grounded, so it is common emitter configuration. Input is provided to the base emitter and output we are taking from collector emitter. So VCE and VBE we should know. Similar to your currents, three different things we know here. We need to know DC voltages, AC voltages, and DC plus AC voltages. Capital letter VBE, VCE are DC voltages. Small letter VBE, VCE are AC voltages. And small letter V, capital letter subscript BE, CE represents the DC plus AC voltages. Okay. So next is, this is regarding the BJT with an AC signal. So along with the AC signal, the DC voltages are also given, that is for the biasing purpose. Next, so what is the small AC signal then? So AC signal we are applying. What is this small AC signal? When it will be called a small AC signal? That is when the magnitude of the AC signal, it will become smaller than the thermal voltage. Smaller than the thermal. Now thermal voltage, it is represented as VT. So if your VBE value, that is, if your base to emitter voltage, AC signal voltage, if it is lesser than VT, thermal voltage, then it is known as small AC signal. So what is this VT now? VT is the thermal voltage. What is the value of VT? We know already, we have discussed this in the previous classes. That is while giving the introduction to the BJT, very first class, we have seen this thermal voltage. What is the range? I hope you remember it is 25 or 26 millivolt. We will be considering as 25 millivolt. So what is this thermal voltage? It is a constant value we are going to consider. We are not going to, it is not readily measurable voltage between the semiconductor terminal. We are not going to measure anything, just a constant value. So your VB, see, you assume now, see, you consider now, if VT is 25 millivolt, what might be the value of VBE? It will be very much smaller than VT. Right, so approximately we take this as VBE as 10 millivolt, around 10 millivolt we can consider. So if we give such voltage, then it is known as small AC signal. Okay, now the magnitude of your AC signal applied for amplification must be small, so that when you provide small signal, two things you need to keep in mind. One is we are using the transistor as an amplifier. So we need to make an amplifier, it will work in the linear region. Okay, so transistor operates in the linear region for the whole cycle of the input. And one more thing is transistor is never driven into your saturation or cutoff. If it drives into saturation or cutoff, it will be acting as a switch. But I want to work my transistor as an amplifier. So if I give the small AC signal, okay, keep in mind that my transistor, it will work in the linear region. So on the other hand, what happens if the input signal is too large, that is large signal if you are providing, the transistor, it may enter into a it may act as a non-linear device. Okay, so this is what is going to happen with the BJT. Next is, this comes to your actual syllabus, which is included in the module 1, that is small signal operation and models. So this figure A and B, again, it is a common emitter configuration, and here both AC and DC they have shown, whereas in the second figure they have not considered the AC voltage because they are going to write some expression for the DC biasing circuit. DC biasing circuit. At that time, you have to make VB as a short circuit. Wherever voltage source is a short circuit, if there is a current source, then it is an open circuit. So we consider the DC bias condition by setting the signal VBE to 0. Okay. So second figure they are going to consider, and they're going to write few expressions. So let us discuss this first. IC. that is your collector current, it is equals to Is into e to the power Vb by Vt. What is this expression? This is nothing but the diode equation, that is Shockley diode equation, which will give us this. Collector current, output current is equals to Is, saturation current, into e to the power Vb by Vt. That indicates that your collector current is it is proportional to your Vb. It depends upon the input voltage Vbe. And we know emitter current is Ic by alpha and Ib base current Ic by beta. And the output voltage Vce is nothing but Vcc minus IcRc. That is, if we apply the KVL for the output loop, Vcc minus IcRc minus Vce, or Vc is equals to Vcc minus IcRc. Four equations, and then they are going to get the equations for the collector current, that is for the first figure, that is instantaneous. What is the amount of instantaneous collector current value, instantaneous base current value, what is the instantaneous emitter current value, and depending upon that they are going to calculate the transconductance, what is the input resistance with respect to emitter terminal, with respect to base terminal, all these things. Okay, so first they are going to calculate what is the collector current and the transconductance. So if a signal VBE is applied, that is you need to consider the first figure, that is AC plus DC component, that figure, first figure. Okay, so if a signal VBE is applied, then the total instantaneous emitter voltage, base to emitter voltage becomes, so it will be a combination of DC plus AC. This is the instantaneous base to emitter voltage. So that will be a combination of DC and AC, because DC voltage is also there, AC is also there. So it will, this VB, it will superimpose with this DC VB. Okay, correspondingly, the collector current becomes, see we know the equation for collector current, it is IC is equals to, see this capital letter IS, because IS is a constant, doesn't depend upon your any value, IS is a constant one, into e to the power, see this is instantaneous base to emitter voltage that we have calculated, that we have written here, equation, divided by Vt. Even this is also a constant, so capital letter Vt. Okay, so now this Is e to the power Vb by Vt, this Vb instantaneous value, which is nothing but DC plus AC, substituted that here, and they have written this exponential, they have what they have applied e to the power x plus y, that is e to the power x into e to the power y, like that they have written Is into the power capital letter Vb by Vt, capital letter Vb by Vt. So two exponential term we are going to get over here. Next is use of equation 1, that is your diode equation. Diode equation, IC is equals to this one, IC is equals to Is e to the power Vb by Vt. Using that, see how I can write this. This portion, that is Is into to the power Vb by Vt, which is nothing but the DC component current, that is IC into e to the power Vb by Vt. So this is the instantaneous current. Okay, instantaneous collector current. Now, if we know small signal means VBA value is very much lesser than the threshold value, so we approximate equation 5 as like this. So what is this now? We don't find any exponential term here, so we have expanded this exponential in series. Okay, in series means this VB by VT. Suppose if I consider this as e to the power x, then we know the formula how we can expand this exponential in series. E to the power x is equals to summation n to infinity x power n divided by n factorial, which is nothing but 1 plus x by 1 factorial plus x square by 2 factorial. It will go up to infinity like this. But all of this infinity factor I cannot consider. That is why they have approximated this by considering only the first two factors. That is 1 plus x by 1 factorial. So what is this x now? Vb by Vt. So that is why IC into this exponential term, it is replaced by first two factors of the expanded series, that is 1 plus Vb by Vt. Okay, very important expression. So this small signal approximation, when we can tell is if Vb is less than or approximately 10 millivolt, it is referred as small signal approximation. So now equation 6, that is a previous expression, they have written like, previous expression means this one, they have written like IC, they have taken inside the bracket. So what is it? IC plus IC by Vt into VBE. So next is the collector current. So your collector current, instantaneous collector current is composed of DC bias value IC and a signal component. So this is a DC value and this is nothing but your AC value. So IC is nothing but your AC component, which is equals to IC by Vt into VBE. Or else I can write this equation as, by considering IC by Vt as GM. So what is this GM? GM is nothing but your transconductance. So transconductance means it is the slope of, say, whatever the curve, whatever the graph you are going to draw, that is IC versus VBE, because of VBE you are going to get the IC, collector current, output current. So when you change this VB, it will directly affect your IC, right? So what they're telling is, when we draw the graph of IC versus VBE, whatever the slope we are going to get, that slope is called as transconductance. So transconductance GM is nothing but IC by VT. So transconductance directly depends upon your collector current IC. Collector current IC. This is very important. So in the exam you may get, derive the expression for transconductance of the BJT. At that time you need to consider all this. That is, first from this equation you need to, the first figure you need to draw, this figure you need to draw, and then you need to explain, you need to write these equations and then these equations, and after that you need to write all these things and then replacing IC by VT by GM. So what is GM? Transconductance. It is nothing but it represents the slope of IC-VBE curve at the Q point. This is very important. So we can observe that the transconductance is directly proportional to your collector bias current IC. So thus, to obtain a constant predictable value for GM transconductance, we need to maintain a predictable constant value of IC. Okay. So finally, we can note that BJTs have a high transconductance compared to MOSFET. So MOSFET you have not studied yet. Next topic is MOSFET. At that time, you'll come to know why the BJT transconductance is higher than the MOSFET. Okay. So next is, this is a graph I told, which is drawn IC versus VBE. So when you draw the graph like this, so as you increase the VBE, your collector current, it is going to increase like this. Okay. So there is a sudden sharp till the VB, conducting point of a transistor, it will be like almost equals to 0, and then after that it is going to rise rapidly. So whatever the slope we are going to get, see here, whatever the slope we are going to get, this is nothing but your transconductance GM. So here what they have shown is, they have applied the AC signal. This AC signal is superimposed with this DC component VBE, and because of that we are going to get the collector current here, and it is of the triangular one because the input provided is triangular. See, this is a small signal, for that we are going to get the collector current like this, and this collector current, AC current, it is superimposed with your DC. It is superimposed with your DC. So this is a Q point, okay, operating point of the transistor. So finally, I can say the transconductance is nothing but small change in IC by small change in VBE at IC is equals to IC. In the sense, your AC current is equals to DC current, means at Q point. At Q point, I can write this as small change in IC by small change in VBE. Okay, so this is what it is given here, explanation also. So yeah, VB, small signal means VB value should be less than VT, and this is nothing but, see from the graph we can tell, see the output is nothing but current and the input we are applied, it is voltage. So we can tell this is a small signal model of BJT, which is nothing but a voltage controlled voltage controlled current source. It is voltage controlled current source, that is by controlling VBE we are going to get the collector current. So voltage controlled current source, if it is a voltage controlled current source, then the input, that is between the base and the emitter VBE, and the collector output port is between the collector and the emitter. Since it is a common emitter configuration, so emitter will be common for the input and the output, and the transconductance is controlled by the of the control source is GM. and output resistance, it is infinite. Okay, next is similarly base current and the input resistance at the base. See, input resistance we can calculate from the with respect to base as well as with respect to emitter, because we are to the base and emitter we are providing the input, no? So with respect to base also we can calculate, with respect to emitter also we can calculate. So usually we know the base current is related to collector. Collector, we already know what is the instantaneous collector current. So we are calculating now instantaneous base current. IC is equals to IB is equals to IC by beta. What is instantaneous current? It is a combination of DC plus AC, right? AC is IC by VT into VB. IC by VT is nothing but transconductance, that we are not going to consider here. Just they have written DC value and the AC value. So this will be IC by beta plus 1 by beta into the AC component. So this is nothing but, what is IC by beta, which is nothing but the IB. And what is this? IC by beta into VT into VB, that is replaced by AC current, base current. So your instantaneous base current is nothing but the combination of DC base current and the AC base current. Okay, so where IB is equal to IC by beta and the signal component IB, that is your AC component, is given by this much. Okay, and we know IC by VT is nothing but GM. So replace that GM by beta into VB. This is what the AC component, base current, AC base current. Yeah, AC base current. So this is the equation for your AC base current. IC is nothing but, see, IC is nothing but GM, IC is nothing but IC by VT into VB or GM into VB, whereas here IB is GM by beta. This beta term is extra, because what is the relation IB and IC by beta? So GM VB is nothing but IE divided by beta. Sorry, IC divided by beta. Okay. Next is the input resistance. Input resistance with looking at the base terminal. Looking at the base terminal, it is denoted by the letter R pi. Okay, it is denoted by the letter R pi, small letter R subscript pi, and it's defined as, it is a ratio of VB by IB. Okay, VB is the input voltage and this is the input current. So at this time, when we are calculating resistance, we need to consider the AC components only. Okay, AC components only. So this is small letter VB, small letter IB. Now, in equation 12, that is which one? Equation 12, base current, instantaneous base current, not instantaneous, AC base current, which will give us, we can rewrite this as R pi is equals to beta by GM. That is, see, IB, which is nothing but, what is IB? What is IB? IB is nothing but GM by beta into VB. Okay, substituting that over here, at that time we can write this expression as beta by GM. Okay, so thus R pi, that is your input resistance at the base terminal, looking at the base terminal, which is directly dependent upon the beta value and is inversely proportional to the IC value. How it is inversely proportional? Because GM we know it is IC by VT. IC by VT, right? So it is inversely proportional to the collector current. So if I substitute this GM value here, that is IC by VT. IC by VT. At that time, that VT will go to the numerator. So VT into beta divided by IC. So beta by IC is nothing but inverse of IB, right? That I have written here. See, R pi we know it is beta by GM. When you substitute GM is equals to IC by VT, at that time what happens? Your R pi, this VT will go to the numerator. So beta by IC is nothing but 1 by beta. Sorry, this should be 1 divided by IB. So that time we will be getting R pi as VT divided by IB. Okay, VT divided by IB. So this is the expression for your input resistance looking at the emitter terminal. Okay, next we are going to consider, see, collector is over, collector current is over, base current is over. Next, last one is the emitter current and the input resistance of at the emitter terminal. So we know IE-IC relationship. So IE is equals to IC by alpha. Similarly here, DC component, AC component. Here also DC, AC. So what is this IE now? I is equals to IC by alpha. What is IC? That is the, what is it? Signal current IC, which is nothing but AC component. IC by VT into VB. Okay, so what is this IC by alpha? IC by alpha is nothing but IE. Okay, that they have substituted. That is in terms of DC value, IE by VT into VBE. Okay, so now we denote, this is the expression for your IE, instantaneous current. Instantaneous current. Okay, next is we denote, now we need to calculate the resistance, input resistance, that it is denoted as RE here, because we are seeing this from the emitter point terminal, emitter point of view. So it is RE. E represents emitter. So similar to R pi, what is expression we have got? VBE divided by IB. So here with respect to emitter terminal, so this should be IE. Okay, only that is the difference. Now RE is called emitter resistance and is given by VT by IE. So this, what is this VT by IE? How we are going to get? That is by substituting IE value. Okay, IE value, what we have got, IE by VT into VB. If I substitute that, I'll be getting this one, VT by IE. So either you can write it as VB by IE, or else you can write it as VT by IE. Okay, now when you compare this equation with equation 10, it reveals that RE is 1 over GM. So when you compare this equation with your initial equation, this one transconductance equation, IC by VT, this with your IC by VT, when you compare this equation with your transconductance equation, that time you can write RE as 1 over inverse of transconductance it is. Next, we need to know the relation between the two resistances, that is R pi and RE, that is input resistance with respect to base and input resistance with respect to emitter. So when you equate these two, see next I had written here, so RE we know R VB by IE, R is VB by IB. So VB is common here, both the equations. So VB I can write it as RE into IE, which is equals to R pi into IB. So what is R pi? R pi is nothing but IE. I'm taking IB to the other side, IE by IB into RE. What is IE? I'm writing in terms of IC and IB. So it is IC plus IB. Again, I'm writing this IC in terms of IB. That is beta into IB. So here IB is common. Take that outside. IB will get cancelled. Inside the bracket, you are going to get beta plus 1. That into RE. So R pi, this is a relation between R pi and RE. That is R pi is equals to beta plus 1 into RE. This is also very important. Next is this figure which illustrates the definition of R pi and RE. See here, R pi means with respect to the base. See, that is why arrow mark given here with respect to base. R pi is VBE, base to emitter voltage, divided by IB. And remember, this is a AC component. AC component. RE, it is from with respect to emitter terminal. So it is VB by IE. Okay. Next is also very important concept, that is you need to find out what is the voltage gain. Voltage gain means it is the output voltage divided by the input voltage. See, what is the output voltage? It is a collector emitter voltage. What is the input voltage? It is a base emitter voltage. So now we know base emitter voltage. What is the amount of collector emitter voltage? That is instantaneous collector emitter voltage, which is nothing but we are applying the KVL for the output loop for the initial figure. That is for the this figure when you apply the KVL. So what is it? VCC minus ICRC minus VC, or VC is equals to VCC minus ICRC. ICRC. Okay, this is what written here, and this is instantaneous instantaneous value of collector emitter voltage. So this should be instantaneous current value. Instantaneous current value means it will consist of DC and AC. So VCC minus ICRC and VCC minus IC into RC. So what is this VCC minus ICRC? It is all in terms of DC, right? This is a constant voltage, this is a constant current. So I can write this as DC collector emitter voltage, VCE. And this as separately, that is in AC current present here, IC into RC. So VC can be written as, it is a combination of DC and AC. Here the quantity, that is VCE, instantaneous collector emitter voltage, is the DC bias voltage at the collector, DC bias voltage at the collector, and the signal voltage is given by, so this is signal voltage VCE, small letter VCE, which is nothing but minus IC into RC. That is from this equation, the previous equation, no? This one. This is a DC component and this is a signal component, right? So it is minus IC into RC, which is nothing but your signal voltage. So what is IC now? IC we know, it is minus GM into VB, collector current. I hope you remember. See in this equation, collector current. See, collector current, it is GM into VB, that they had substituted. Okay, GM into VBE. IC is equals to GM into VB, that they have substituted, and then they are telling minus GM into RC. Minus GM into RC, together they have written into VBE. So the VC is this much times greater than your VBE. Okay. So voltage gain, as I told already, voltage gain is nothing but the output voltage divided by the input voltage, VCE by VBE, which is nothing but, when I take this to the other side, you will be getting this factor minus GM into RC. So this is the gain of your voltage gain of your small signal BJT, GM into RC. And depends upon the what your collector resistor, and transconductance depending upon your collector current. So here once again it is written, that is GM they have written like GM. What is GM? Directly proportional to IC by VT it is. So minus IC by VT into RC. Okay, so here once again, because GM is directly proportional to collector bias current, the gain will be as stable as the collector bias current is made. Means as IC is stable, your gain will be stable. You will be getting a stable output. And this is a one particular problem depending upon the voltage gain. And then you're going to calculate what is VC of T and IB of T, that is AC current and AC voltage, collector output voltage and current IB. Okay, so here voltage gain, what is the formula? Just now we have seen it is it should be minus IC by VT into RC, or minus GM into RC. Here GM is not given, so we can write in terms of IC and VT, because we know VT value and IC is given in the problem. See, IC value is 1 milliampere and VCC is 15 volt, RC is given, beta is given. We need to calculate the gain, VC by VBE. VB is also given here, 0.05 sine omega t. We need to calculate what is the output voltage and what is the current, base current. Okay, so AV can be easily calculated. IC given, RC is given, VT we know it is 26 millivolt, 0.026, 26 millivolt. Substitute that, you'll be getting this equation. You won't be getting minus, because already the equation it is in terms of minus. Here they have written plus, but it is not actually plus, this is minus. So you'll be getting plus 384.6. Okay, next is we are going to calculate the output voltage, that is signal voltage, that is nothing but AV into VBE. Because we know AV is VC by VBE, we need to calculate the VCE value, that is nothing but gain into input. So gain just now we have calculated, substitute that, and VB is given 0.005 sine omega t. multiply the magnitude value and keep the sine term as it is. You'll be getting 1.923 sine omega t. You won't be getting minus, it is plus. Okay. Next is VC. VC is instantaneous current value. Instantaneous current value, VC is nothing but component value, DC component VC minus the AC component. Okay. I mean, it should be plus, but there we are getting it as minus ICRC because the applying KVL for the output load, so you'll be getting minus over there. So VC minus small letter v, CAC component. So VC is nothing but VCC minus ICRC minus VC. Substitute all these value. Of course, VC is unknown, so you'll be getting like 5 minus VC. 5 minus, no, VC is not unknown. VC is given here. You can substitute that. So VC of t is 5 minus this term, 1.923 sine omega t. Next is the base current we need to calculate. Base current, instantaneous base current it is. So it is DC plus AC. DC, IB is nothing but we don't know IB directly, but we know IC value. So IC by beta plus ICVB by VT into beta. Beta it is given, IC we know, VB also we know, VT also we know. Substitute all this, you'll be getting in terms of sine. Okay, because VB is given in terms, it is a sinusoidal voltage input. Okay, so all the VC and IB will be getting in terms of sine only. I hope it is understood. Similar problem I had given in the next assignment, not this assignment. See, for the previous assignment, BGT assignment, BGT biasing assignment, tomorrow is the last date which I had given in the Google Classroom, and I had sent the invitation also for Google Classroom. I think only few students have joined the class. So tomorrow is the last date. I'm not going to consider if you submit it after 24th. That is tomorrow. Okay. Any comments for this? Okay. 5 more minutes are there. Okay. So we can complete this particular topic, that is separating the signal and the DC quantities. See, now we know 3 different figures we know. That is, the first figure, whatever I'm showing here in this slide, it is nothing but we have not considered the DC components, right? But DC component, which indicates that it is a representation of signal operation of BJT and not an actual amplifier circuit. This is not an actual amplifier circuit, which consists of only your signal component. Whereas the second figure you see now, this one, this consists of both, that is signal component as well as DC component. And the next figure you see, this consists of only the DC components, not AC is not present. So we can separate AC and DC component. So we can refer these 3 figures. Okay. So the analysis so far we have seen indicates that every current and voltage in the amplifier circuit is composed of 2 components, that is DC component and the signal component, AC component. For instance, we have seen this just now, VB is equals to DC component plus AC component. Here also DC plus AC current. So determine from the figure, the first figure. Okay. Yes. Yeah. And then you see here, this is a figure which is given where we have not included the DC voltages, that is bias voltages we have not included, but it is replaced by a short circuit. Why? Because see, VCC and VBB, it is a constant circuit. However, we are not going to vary these 2 voltages. That will be a constant one. So the voltage, constant voltages are present. We are going to represent that by a short circuit. Okay. It is the short circuit. So for this reason, we have replaced VCC and VBA with the short circuit. Why? Because ideal DC supply does not change the signal voltage across, it will be 0. Okay, that is why VCC and VBE bias voltages, it is replaced by the short circuits. And this figure which is composed of DC and AC component. The third figure which consists of only the DC components. The first figure, whatever we have seen, this one is composed of signal component only. This circuit is equivalent to transistor as far as the small signal operation is concerned, and hence it is considered as an equivalent small signal model. Okay, it is considered as an equivalent small signal model because VBE and VBB, VCC are replaced with the short circuit. Only the AC component it is shown over there. So it is an equivalent small signal model. The explanation it is given here also. Same explanation is considered as the equivalent small signal model. Okay, so hybrid pi model let us discuss tomorrow. Tomorrow I think class is not there, day after tomorrow. So tomorrow whenever you are free, complete the assignment and submit it by tomorrow evening. Okay, so you can upload in the Google Classroom itself. I hope all of you got the invitation. Please join the classroom as soon as possible because tomorrow is the deadline. I hope today's class you understood. If you have any doubts, you can ask. Yes.
काय ओढतोय ग?
Pooja, you have any doubts? Is any students any doubt? Is it understood? Very important topic. Small signal modeling. So tomorrow we shall discuss the last topic of BJT, that is hybrid pi model. After that MOSFET, which is going to be done by Sangeeta ma'am. So I think one class or two class I may require to complete this. Okay, thank you.